Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm making fasolakia, which are Greek green beans cooked with potatoes and tomato sauce. It comes together in no time and tastes absolutely delicious. You won't even miss the meat, especially if you serve it with a nice piece of feta cheese on the side. It's the perfect amount of flavors. It has a lot of olive oil in it. One thing we're going to do is we're gonna add most of the olive oil at the end of the recipe, so we're not cooking away or heating the olive oil too much and losing a lot of the nutrients. So what you're gonna need for this recipe is, of course, green beans. I have about 500 grams here, and I'll show you guys how to clean them. Also, I have fresh green beans here, but you can also use frozen green beans. You'll just have to cook it for less time. And then I have some Yukon Gold potatoes. These are favorite potatoes. They cook up really nicely. Some people like to peel their potatoes, but I know a lot of the nutrients are inside the potato. So I will just scrub them down really well and make sure there's no dirt on them, and maybe just take out some of the darker spots, but I will be keeping the majority of the peel just to keep the nutrients. I'm using one large onion. I have red onions on hand, so that's what I'll be using. It doesn't really matter. Just a good sized onion, and then I have a little bit of extra onion that we cut up yesterday that we didn't end up using, so we'll add a little bit more onion. And I have 3 cloves of garlic. Really, you could put a little less if you wanted to, a little bit more. It's really a matter of preference. So I feel like a lot of the flavor comes from the onion and the garlic, and so I don't like to go light on that. I love those flavors. And so yeah, and then the other thing we're gonna need is parsley as well, which adds a lot of freshness to the dish. I don't have fresh parsley on hand, but I do have some chopped up parsley in the freezer, which is perfect for a dish like this because it's gonna get cooked down anyway, so it doesn't need to be fresh. Step 1 is to roughly chop your onion, and I always like to do this next to an open flame because the fumes get burnt up by the flame and I don't get teary-eyed or my eyes don't start burning. So that's one of my all-time favorite tips when you're cutting onion in the kitchen. Just turn on your burner, or I have tried this with lighting a few candles around and it works equally well. So we're just gonna give it a rough chop. Because it's gonna be cooked down, it doesn't have to be super finely chopped. And I love that you can make this dish in the morning and just serve it either room temperature later on in the evening or reheat it for a delicious meal. It comes together in about 5-10 minutes, and it needs to cook for about 20 to 30 minutes, just enough for the potatoes to be cooked and the beans to soften up, but I love how easy this dish is. And then in a larger pot, I'm gonna add a couple tablespoons of olive oil, and then we're gonna add our chopped onion. And then we're gonna start sauteing that over a medium heat until it starts to caramelize. So 2 things. Traditionally in this recipe, you would add the green beans at the end after you're finished sauteing the onion, the garlic, the potatoes, the tomatoes, all that together, and then you would add the green beans. But my mom one time actually did it with sauteing the beans with the onions, kind of caramelized the green beans, which added such a nice flavor. So since then I've been doing that. So I'm going to add the green beans first, let those saute with the onion, and then I'm going to be adding the garlic because the garlic tends to burn a lot easier than these other ingredients. So I will show you how to clean the fresh green beans. Step number 1 would be to wash these really well. So how I do it is I put them in a colander or a strainer, and I rinse them really well and make sure there's no soil in them, no debris. So I'm gonna wash these and then I'll come back and show you how to trim them. So I've washed my green beans, they're nice and clean, and traditionally the way to trim the green beans would be to just grab each end and cut off a little bit of the tips on both ends. So kind of just the edge, oops. Just like the little tip that you wouldn't necessarily want to eat, just on both ends. And this can take a little bit of time if you're doing this individually or like 2 at a time. Another way to go about this quicker is to grab a few at a time, like a handful time. And then you want to kind of line them up with your knife, make sure they're all kind of flush, and then you would just kind of put them all flush and cut the tips off that way, and it's much quicker. And then you can go back and see if there's a few that were left over that didn't get trimmed properly and do those. So that's one easy way to clean your green beans. And then just turn them around and do the same thing on the other side. You could cut further in, I just don't want to waste too much of the green bean, so that's why some of them I gotta go back and trim, but overall it's a much quicker way to clean your green beans as opposed to doing them one by one. As I'm trimming them, I can throw them straight into the pot with the onion. Beans and toss them a little bit and then add the garlic as well. Next, it's time to cut up our tomatoes and add it to the pot. So just gonna go ahead and just clean off some of the spots where the roots were coming out. It's up to you, it's a personal choice how you wanna slice them. Some people like to do them in wedges, or other people like to cube them. It's really up to you. I would just not make them too big or too small, just like about this big, just so they cook at the same time as the green beans. I'm used to having them as wedges, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna cut them in half and then cut them into 3. If the potato's a little bit larger, then you can do 4 wedges as long as they're like even pieces. Next, I'm also adding a couple of tablespoons of tomato paste. This will add a nice depthness to the tomato flavor in the dish. Just a couple tablespoons and mix that in. Next thing is to add your tomato sauce. I don't have any crushed tomatoes, so I just have these little tomatoes that I need to use up. So I'm just gonna start by grating them with the box grater. It helps if you do a little slit in them. And then we're gonna be disregarding the skin. We're just gonna be using the inside. So about a cup's worth of tomato, crushed tomato or grated tomatoes. Another good option is if you have any tomatoes in the freezer that you had been storing, then you can thaw those out and use them as well. And then I'm also adding the chopped parsley that I had in the freezer. It's maybe just over a cup's worth. So if you don't have any fresh parsley, don't worry. You can just use frozen. I like to keep this always in the freezer and then incorporate that. For a little added flavor, you can add one of these bouillon cubes that I've used in the past, and you might have seen in some other recipes. But today I'm just going to be adding a little bit of beef bone broth, or if you have some chicken bone broth, that works really great. So I'm just going to add maybe just half a cup's worth, and I'm going to add it in just for a little bit extra flavor. And then I'm also going to add about a cup's worth of water. You don't want the final result to be too watery, and you need some water in there to steam the potatoes and the green beans. So about a cup and a half is usually enough. This is about how much liquid is inside there. So maybe I would say everything, the potatoes and the green beans are covered about halfway. We're gonna put this over medium to low heat. We're gonna cover it. We'll just lower the heat. We're gonna cover it and let this cook for about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on your green beans and your potatoes, how you've cut them. Just keep an eye on it. When the potatoes are ready, usually when they're soft with a fork, they're ready to go. I cooked the green beans for 35 minutes. At the 30-minute mark, they were a little bit al dente, and I knew my kids would want them a little bit softer. So I let them cook for another 5 minutes. And this is what they look like. They look absolutely perfect. The only thing that's missing is some olive oil. I usually just eyeball it, but just for clarity's sake, so it's easier for everybody, I put about a third of a cup of olive oil. And because we're adding this at the end, I actually would probably add a little bit more, maybe half a cup. But because we're adding it at the end, it's still very fresh. You'll have that olive oil taste. It hasn't cooked down. You can really smell it now that it's heating up with the hot food. Yeah, I might add a little bit more olive oil, just because this is supposed to be an oily dish. So maybe just a little bit more. And then I'm going to serve this with a slice of my sourdough bread and a healthy portion of feta. It just smells incredible with the olive oil. Some potatoes. So just like that. A piece of sourdough bread to soak up all the yummy goodness, and a little bit of feta cheese. There you have it. That's how you make fasolakia, or Greek green beans. It's such an easy midweek meal that you can make that keeps really well in the fridge as well. So you can make it ahead of time. You can make it in the morning, serve it in the evening, and it's just full of delicious nutrients. It's a good vegan option if you're looking for something that's vegan or vegetarian. If you're going to be adding the feta cheese, which I highly recommend, the saltiness of the feta really enhances the flavors of the tomato and the onion and the garlic and the parsley. I hope you give this recipe a try. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and hit subscribe. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. I post a new video every week on homemaking, cleaning inspiration, and delicious recipes the whole family will love. I'll see you guys next time.